bear today, and I kind of got the idea when I was thinking of like desserts and stuff, and I thought, it would be really cute if we had like a little dessert bear. So I thought it would be really cool if I painted a little bear with a little bit of like strawberry sauce on his head and some sprinkles, and then topping that off with a dollop of whipped cream and a little cherry. And then in the background, I doodled some donuts because I was craving donuts, and I thought, what bear wouldn't love donuts, because that's totally what bears eat, not berries and bugs and uh, salmon. We know they eat honey thanks to Winnie the Pooh and National Geographic, but obviously donuts are part of their healthy food groups. So yeah, so here you're just gonna watch me like paint the bear, and then I just jump ahead to like the next part where it's like all filled in, including his um, nose and eyes, because I didn't think you guys wanted to see that. Me painstakingly painting. Believe it or not, just like painting that bear took me about 20 minutes, and it's only because. Well, not only because, but I'm relatively new to painting. I really don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of guess. I figure it's kind of like coloring, which, as I paint, I'm realizing that that's not the case. Uh, but yeah, so it's just like me just kind of watching people on YouTube and Skillshare just to see how it goes. And so right now you're just watching me like paint the strawberry sauce, and you're gonna watch me paint like the rest of like the little toppings on his head. But yeah, I'm just kind of learning as I go. There's really no technique behind this thing. I just try and be as gentle and delicate as possible, and just kind of trying to transfer the skills that I've learned with coloring, both with color pencil and crayons. Um, but as you'll watch throughout the video, you'll kind of see that the principles are kind of different, including when it comes to like highlights and shadows, which I'm not really familiar with. I'm like, just barely starting to catch on to like blending colors together and stuff. So it's kind of like reminding myself to slow down and look at a reference photo to make sure that I know where the highlights and the shadows go. Um, but yeah, so this is just like gonna be just me just talking with you guys, like a hangout session, and just every now and then talking about how I'm going about this painting. But let me know if you guys have any suggestions in the comments about what you want to hear or what you want me to talk about during these like painting sessions or craft sessions. Because I know you just don't want to just sit there and watch me make this craft. I mean, unless you do. But yeah, any suggestions like from you guys, I'm happy to oblige. Or if you want to see me try something, I'm really new. Okay, so now we've like jumped ahead to where like I painted the rest of it, and you just got like a quick snapshot of it. But basically, now what I'm doing is I'm gonna cut out some donuts, because I thought, instead of just painting the donuts in the background, why not make them out of polymer clay? So I quickly got out my little like circle cutters and just cutting out like a whole bunch of them, just to have like a little like 3D effect. And yeah, so I just cut a whole bunch of them, and so now I'm just like figuring out where I'm gonna place them and stuff. But I thought that'd be cool. Anyways, but yeah, and I just kind of let the creativity come to me. I actually like brainstorm quite a few ideas for you guys to see what it is that I would come up with for you guys. But yeah, next week I'm thinking of doing like a little like clay house, or maybe I'll do like something else, like where I draw something, like it'll be like a little random doodle challenge and stuff. Because I think that's like a really fun way to challenge yourself and get over the fear of like sketchbooking, or I mean sketching, because I do run into that trouble. And watching some of like the other YouTubers like make these suggestions about like how to fill up your sketchbook. I promise I speak English. And places to look for inspiration and stuff, has really helped me to try and just like doodle in my sketchbook. And also, what really helps me is that my sketchbook is like pretty cheap. Like, I got it at Walmart for like $4. So, the paper in it isn't like high quality. It's barely thicker than computer paper, if even. So, I really don't feel like that anxious when I doodle in it, as opposed to my other one, which has like much thicker quality paper, and I suspect it's some level of cotton. So when I do like paint in it, I feel like I am wasting the paper, and I have like ripped out quite a few pieces of it and even cut it up in like circles and stuff too. I think like some people would like internally scream and be like, "What are you doing? You're wasting paper! Oh no!" And like I don't even watercolor. Although like the medium seems really neat and beautiful, it's not even like somewhere I've even ventured into. Um, it's only like sometimes like I like to watch the videos by Emily Artful, or I'm so sorry if I butcher her name, Macchiano or Macchino. I'm not sure, but she like makes these tutorials as well about how to watercolor and stuff. But like, oh, now you're watching me that I've just like finished applying the polymer clay donuts to it, and I baked them and everything. And so thank you, gods of Evermore. They didn't burn or anything like break off, so yay. And like at first I was like trying to paint the donuts brown, and then I was like, they're already brown. You don't need to you don't need to oh my god, you don't need to paint them brown, they're already brown. So I wiped it off, and then I started doing the frosting, which I decided to go with green and yellow because I thought that would look like a really nice contrast for the purple and the browns and the colors, just trying to stay within like the same color wheel, but also have some nice contrasting so it wouldn't look like I was all over the place, you know. Yeah. And so here I was just kind of like messing with the paint, trying to decide if I wanted to go with like a squiggly like outline for the frosting, or if I wanted just like a smooth line, because I couldn't decide what looked cleaner and what also looked more appealing to me. I couldn't make up my mind on that. But in the end, I kind of went with like just like a straight line, or as long as I straight I could. And then I had to layer it a whole bunch, so I kind of just jumped ahead so you guys wouldn't have to watch like the 4 or 5 coats, because like I have the cheap paint from Walmart, not the folk art kind, but the 25-cent one, which for me like I feel comfortable with, because like how I was talking about it earlier with like the whole like sketchbook, not being afraid of it. I just prefer it that way for now, because like if I'm new to painting, I don't feel that anxious to try and paint with my paints. I don't feel like that in the back of my head. I'm like, oh my god, I don't even know how to paint and I'm wasting this paint. Whereas if I just have like this cheap 25-cent one, it's no big deal for me, you know. And plus, like, if you could tell from like what my palette looks like any self-respecting artist, I don't clean up my palette. I what I wait for when like I have like leftover paint is I just wait for it to dry and then I peel it off. And that's usually how I clean my palette. And literally, like I know I probably should rinse it off, but I'm just too lazy. I do clean up the rest of my workstation, but for my palette, for some reason, I just let it dry. So now I just added like the rest of the sprinkles to the donuts, just to give them more depth and dimension, because I thought it looked too plain with like just the frosting. So I was like, the donuts need sprinkles too. They deserve some happiness. So now I'm just gonna like add some highlights and shadows, or at least attempt to, with the bear, because I thought it looks a little bit plain and like flat. And I'm trying to learn as I go, and so I figured I would pull up a reference photo from Pinterest about like a bear in the same position. Although like the way the body and the head is angled is like at a 3/4 angle, but it still relatively works, because it gave me an idea of like not only what placement the shadows and highlights should go, but also like what kind of colors I should be using. And so that's kind of where I took like some reference for, and then I tried to see if I could use the same application I use with crayons and color pencils, and that like where I just kind of like lay the base down and then I blend it all in together. I guess like it's kind of like when you watch like those beauty gurus do the warrior paint, where like it's really obvious where they put their foundation and their highlights on, and then they grab their blender sponge and then they blend it all together and it looks all flawless and beautiful. Well, that's kind of like I guess you could say that I was doing here, because at first like you can tell like really obviously where I put down the lighter colors of the brown, and then like when I pick up the brown, the chocolate brown again, just to differentiate between all these browns that I'm saying. I kind of just like mix it in all together so that like it's not so obvious and harsh. And outlined his tummy more for in that reason, so that it would look more again, like have more structure to it, more warmth. Because like as my pocket friends pointed out, they were like, you should add more color to it, because they were right, like it needed something else, it was lacking in something. And so like, because like I kept staring at it and thinking, am I should I keep messing with it, or should I leave it alone? Because we all have like that habit where we look at something and we keep messing and messing with it, and sometimes it doesn't need it, sometimes we overwork it, and then like it just becomes like ugly, you know and so for me, that's kind of where I was at. I was wondering, okay, so am I overworking it, or should I keep messing with it? And thankfully, I think I reached a point where, like, adding the highlights and the shadows, to where I was very pleased with how it came out, and I didn't go overboard with like those colors and stuff. So I was quite happy with how he, was turning out at this point. I was like, yay, he looks so cute and adorable. And I was already thinking of like what frame to put him in. And, I just wanted to go with like this plain black frame that I have. I found it at the thrift store actually, because I didn't want to deter from the fact, like, all this work that I had put into the bear and stuff. I wanted to really let him shine because he's so cute. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking maybe I'll go with like a white one, and then like I have like a little like, you know, a whimsical feel to it. But again, I don't want it to detract from the painting, because I want it to be like the focal point. So hence why I was going with like a plain black one. So I keep going back and forth on that, like on what to do. Um, but I do want to warn you though that like I didn't realize that my camera like stopped filming. So I have some, like, I do not have the footage of me adding the final like finishing touches to the bear. So all I have is like the photograph. I did take some photographs of the finished like painting and stuff. So that's what I'm going to show you. But other than that, like that's really all I have to show you, and it's really cute. In the future, like once I get like better at obviously filming and doing better audio for you guys, and the voiceovers, maybe like I'll revisit this and like oh my god, I cannot think of the word that people say when it comes to this kind of thing, but like where you redraw something, yeah, I'll redraw it and maybe like make some prints for you guys and stickers, and if it's something that you guys like. But right now you're gonna about to see like the camera cut off, and it's gonna change into like a real close up image of what the bear is, because I put like glitter on it. Trashy glitter hashtag. Wait, it's supposed to be the other one. Hashtag trashy glitter. And then you can see that I added some highlights to his eyes and how like much cuter his face looks. And then you see the whole like completed bear. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. And I if you want to watch more videos, I have my welcome to my channel one, and then I have my bullet journal setup if you guys like hanging out with me. All right, I'll see you guys next Saturday. Bye.